Hello and welcome to our fourth Creative Isolation Pack tutorial and our final one. So for that reason I thought we could do something a little bit different, a little more fun, something that you can really be creative with and you don't have to follow what I'm doing exactly. So I thought we could do some cartooning and going just through the basics of what that is and how to kind of create your own original stuff from those basics. Yeah, this one is super fun, really relaxed, doesn't have to be perfect. That's the great thing about drawing cartoons. And also just that I've had a lot of fun creating these videos. It's been massively challenging and it's really helped me kind of go back to basics, and I've really enjoyed doing that, and it's taught me a lot, and I really hope that you guys have enjoyed them, even if it's just watching them and not taking part. And I hope that they've inspired you to create some art, and yeah, thank you. I hope you enjoy it and go make some art, yeah.
Okay, so similarly to how we would draw any kind of portrait, the first thing that you want to do is draw a big circle. That's going to be our guidelines for the head. When it comes to drawing cartoons, you want to kind of use the same setup as you would for any portrait, but we're kind of going to play with those guidelines a bit differently when it comes to drawing cartoons. And then once you're done that, what you want to do is draw a line going vertically down halfway through, and then a line that goes halfway through horizontally. And then after that, what you want to do is a line that goes halfway through the horizontal line and the bottom of the circle. And then after that, we're going to do a line that's about 3/4 of the way from that line to the bottom of the circle. That's going to be our nose line. So that's how this kind of differs from normal portraiture, because the line above that would be our nose line. And now on our eye line, which is the second line down, we're going to draw 2 circles. When it comes to these circles, try to make them exactly the same size. When it comes to cartoons, you can change them up. You can have a little bit more free play here than you would with normal portraiture, but for the sake of learning the basics, you're better to keep everything the same size and within proportion. And the next thing that I'm going to do is just outline the actual eyelids. I like to go boxy, which is a bit different from most cartoons that you'll see. It's just a personal preference. You can kind of go way round if you like. You could just keep the original circles that you drew and just outline those a bit heavier. It's completely up to you. And once I'm done with that, I go ahead and draw in the pupils. So I like to go quite big for my eyes. I think when it comes to drawing cartoons, the eyes are the most important feature to focus on. Again, it is personal preference, so if you want to go a little bit smaller than mine, by all means work away. I just like to go big because I think it just really captures you when you see it instantly. And then after that, we're going to do our nose. I kind of do a pointy semicircle. That's kind of the only way that I can describe how I draw my cartoon noses. I don't draw the whole nose. I just kind of hint at the shadow that would be underneath the nose. And then I always do a little bit of the like button part of the nose as well. And then just a line that connects that to the eyebrows. So the next thing that I do is draw the eyebrows. Throughout this drawing, you'll kind of see that I always exaggerate on my lines, and where there's points, they'll be very pointy. Where there's curves, they'll be very curvy, and that's just all part of the style of cartooning. You can really exaggerate that stuff, and it just kind of makes for a more interesting cartoon. And then get started on the lips. Again, this is where you can really play with proportions. I like to make my lips much bigger than the nose, and almost a little bit wider than the eyes, or the iris of the eyes. Again, it's just a style choice. You can go much smaller with the lips. It'll just create a very different look. I also keep the lips really simple. I only use lines. I never really draw anything connecting. I kind of keep it all very suggestive of shadow rather than drawing the actual full lips. So now for drawing the chin and the jawline. How I kind of find my chin line is, so the distance between the nose line and the top lip line, I try to replicate that below between the top lip line and the bottom of the chin. And that's kind of where I always kind of mark out my chin and jawline for drawing portraiture. Then when it comes to the jawline, again, it's just kind of more about, this doesn't have to be too perfect. As you can see, mine is kind of a bit lopsided, but you kind of just want to mark it. It's not really about finding it completely definitive. You kind of just want to keep it really round. If it's round, really pointy if it's pointy. And then for ears, I go about halfway between the nose. I like to do that halfway between the bottom of the eyes and the nose to mark in the bottom of my ears. And I keep those really simple as well. They're basically just like kind of molded semicircles. And now for starting the hair. Drawing hair in cartoons is one of my favorite things to draw, actually. And this is a perfect example of where it's pointy, go pointy, where it's curvy, go curvy, and really, really exaggerate those things. For finding where to start drawing the hairline, this one is kind of just something you have to kind of go off your own eye as to how big you want the forehead to be. Because it's cartooning, you can go really big for the forehead, or you can go quite small, or you can go quite natural. I tend to try and go about a third of the way down from the top of the circle to where my brow line is, the first line that we drew, the first horizontal line. And then for the top of the head, you can go right up to the top of the circle. You'll have a very big hairline, but it's again a style choice if that's what you want. I go about middle of the way, and that normally kind of does keep in tune with that cartooning style of going, you know, a bit more exaggerated than normal guidelines, but it kind of keeps it within that realm of still looking quite human. Yeah, and really now the rest of it is just details and rubbing out our lines that we don't need anymore and just kind of tidying it all up. I go in and give her some eyelashes, some freckles. This is completely free rein on this one. You can go for glasses, you can do anything you like with this one. And yeah, and then basically what I do is I go in with my pens, again the pens that I've used in the other videos, and just really bring everything out a little bit darker, just to kind of ink the cartoon and just make it kind of come to life. But other than that, that's kind of it in regards to the basics. So I really hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy creating your own kind of style of cartooning. There are loads of references on Pinterest or YouTube, and yeah, I really hope you enjoyed it and have enjoyed the whole series of these videos. And please always send us any artwork that you have, and also check us out at PostPieces on Instagram. And if you want to message me privately about specific art stuff, feel free to do that at @OrMcNulty. Have a great day, and thanks again for watching.